it, the deaths have been coming so fast and furious. This is really getting more concerning. Victor Richards passed away at the age of 56. I do not have a cause of death yet. I'm gonna go on a limb here and guess it was a heart attack. Victor, I thought he was actually a little older. I wasn't aware he was only 4 years older than me. 56 years old. For those of you who aren't familiar with who Victor Richards was, he was one of the original Mass Monsters. He was Ronnie Coleman and Big Ramy before Ronnie Coleman and Big Ramy were themselves. This guy, in the 1980s and early 90s, he used to walk around at a pretty lean, not shredded by any means, but a pretty lean 310 pounds at 5'9". Didn't have a big gut. I remember a Muscle and Fitness article about him where they put a tape measure around his arms and legs. And I'm pretty sure his arm was 23 inches. His leg, his upper thigh was 34 inches. Massive. Now, he turned pro by winning. He went over he was born in Nigeria, grew up in California. Went back to Nigeria to win the Nigerian championships, which I remember seeing one picture from the contest. It was this massive Vic Richards and two or three other Nigerian guys who were not massive. They were smaller than like men's physique guys are now. And he never competed as a pro. He made an amazing career guest posing, doing appearances, seminars. Never stepped on a pro stage once. He did things like he would go to the FIBO convention and they had a big guest posing stage. I remember there's a famous set of pictures, there's probably videos on YouTube of Victor and Dorian Yates when Dorian was bulked up in his off season, guest posing and posing down against each other. And Victor was right there with him. Now, he did not have the back. That was his physique pitfall, was Victor did not have a really wide, thick back, especially his clavicles weren't tremendously wide, but he packed so much size. He was an incredibly strong guy. He was a member at my gym. I trained at the World Gym in Pasadena throughout most of the 1990s. And for about 6 or 8 months, Victor, I'm not sure why, but he must have been living in that area, or I don't know. He trained at my gym for a good 6 or 8 months, and I saw him quite a few times. He was incredibly strong. Our dumbbells only went up to 150, and I remember on chest day, he used to be disgusted because he could do those all day. He could rep out. He would ask me to spot him sometimes, and I don't know why, because the 150, he would work up, his first warm-up set was like 80s or something, and then he would do a few working sets with the 150s, and he would bang out sets of 15 like you guys, like we do, like 30s or something. I hate to throw the whole vaccine. I don't want to start that whole discussion again, but Chris Griffin, the Goon, I don't know if a friend of mine who does some work with MD2, training partner for a few years, he just said there's some European soccer players have just passed away, a couple guys in the NBA. There seems to be a risk between enlarged hearts and the vaccine and heart attacks. Again, I'm not trying to scare people away from getting vaccinated. The vaccine saving many, many lives. I'm sure of that. We're in a pandemic, deadly virus. It's killing a lot of people who have risk factors, older people, and so on. But it seems like a lot of bodybuilders who have abused steroids for many years seem to be passing away at a much, much faster rate than what we've been seeing all along. The crazy thing is I did a story, top 10 stories of 2021 for the December issue of Muscular Development that we had to finish and send off to the printers a couple weeks ago. And just since then, we've already lost Sean Roden. So he's not in that article. Victor Richards, it's only, November 10th. There's more people before the year is over. There's no doubt. At the rate we're going, it's like once a week now. Or what's today? Today's Wednesday. Sean Roden just died on Friday night in early morning. This is insane, guys. I'm gonna go to I'm sure you guys have something to say about this. So let's hear what you got to say. What's going on? This is ridiculous. 100% agree with you. What's happening in our industry? What the fuck? Victor was a beast. Yeah, Victor was. Like I said, I saw him in person many times. I was spotting him. I was in there at the gym with him. He was massive, so thick, and very, very unconventional the way he trained. He would do things like train chest and then come back the next day and do chest again because he didn't feel like he did a good enough job. Very, very unique individual. Corona hitting guys. I don't know if it's Corona or the vaccine, or I don't know the cause of death. There's no details. This is just, the news just broke that he died, so I don't know what the deal was. That was a serious problem. Another death. Damn. I talked to him on Facebook. Says Luca Quadrelli. This is getting weird with all the deaths. It's alarming, is what it is. Tom Platts Jr. What the F is wrong, dudes? Come on, I really don't know what's going on. Bruh, are you kidding me? Luca Quadrelli. He was my favorite bodybuilder. Dropping like flies. Yeah. Google Victor Richards, just in like Google Images, and you'll see some crazy pictures. I think there's some footage of him on YouTube, but it would be old. It would be, you know, stuff probably transferred from VHS or whatever. It's old because his prime as a bodybuilder was probably like 1980, I want to say like 1986 or 7 to like 92. Those years was probably, he was at his biggest and physically at his peak. And again, I thought he was older. I'm really surprised to see he was only 4 years older than me, but that's, you know, I was a kid back then. I was in my 20s. So when you're in your 20s, it's if you're 22, someone who's 26, wow, they're way older than me. No. Once you're in your 50s, you realize, man, it's not like that. Like flies, dropping like flies. Yeah, you know what? It's a terrible joke, and I'm not making light of this at all, but I said to Tim Dowling, the owner of my gym, Bayshore Athletic Club, I said, you know, at this rate, the theme song is going to be Another One Bites the Dust, because it's like every week now. It's like every week. John Q. Taxpayer, well, thanks for paying taxes. I appreciate that. When you overeat and take any type of anabolics, you're creating huge amounts of inflammation. No, I'm not blaming, you know, I'm not saying being that big and taking steroids is not contributing to a lot of these deaths. Those are definitely massive contributing factors. But why are we seeing so many people die this year, back to back to back to back? Why is it happening so frequently now? The only thing that has changed this year from years past is coronavirus, which has been around since early 2020. Actually, it was around earlier than that, but that's when we became aware of it. We became aware of it in the media around, you know, February 2020. And the vaccine, which rolled out this spring. What else has changed? We've had all these people using steroids for years and years, and we'd get a couple deaths, you know, here. And of course, people die. We're all going to die. And steroid using bodybuilder, most of them are going to die younger than, you know, the lifespan. But this is strange. Rich B. Insane Man Victor just posted 2 days ago about doing a podcast. Yeah, you know, Dave even had him. I never got an interview with him. Here's another regret. I should have reached out to him. It's getting weird, all these deaths. It means the vaccine is working. That's a terrible joke. Mark Faisal, never mind. Something strange is happening. Vaccine, who knows? Good morning, Ron. Thanks for the comment. What is going on, says Chems. I can't even comprehend the amount of deaths at the minute. Rest in peace, Vic Richards. Miguel and El Trujillo, another death in bodybuilding. What the WTF? Thank God. Senseless says, thank God I didn't get the vaccine. These deaths are no coincidence this and last year. Yeah. I mean, wow. What else? Why the lifestyle all of a sudden? Yeah, Sensil says at bra, why would the lifestyle of all of a sudden have bodybuilders dropping like flies when they've been doing this for years, for decades? Yeah, people have been using steroids and getting too big and not taking care of their health for years, for decades. Why all of a sudden is the mortality rate just going through the roof? Bra says, true, we'll see it. Maybe the virus and not the vaccine. Both cause clotting, and these people have plaque and thick blood, so maybe it's a combination of both. Jazza27, Sean Ray will now blame Chad Nichols. No, come on. This isn't Chad's fault. Chad never worked with him. Jared Poe, it's not the vaccine. It's probably after they take the enhancers. After the vaccine, it's got to be some kind of interaction that the vaccine has with something. It has to be. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. And, you know, I'm not trying to start a whole shitstorm and I'm not anti-vax. I'm vaccinated. My kids are vaccinated, you know. I'm not anti-vax. Stop making vaccine excuses. Blood clotting, poor circulation. To Josh Wani says, stop making excuses. This is bodybuilding lifestyle. 50, 60. No, I totally agree with you. I'm not saying the bodybuilding lifestyle isn't killing people. It's bad people, and it will continue to kill people younger. But why are we seeing so many people die so frequently just this year? It's it's like, I don't know, say your murder rate in your city was, say you had a city and there were only 5 homicides a year on average, and then one year there's 30 homicides. Wouldn't you want to know what's different about this year? Why do we have so many more murders this year? Something changed, something's responsible. Something is responsible for all of a sudden all these steroid using bodybuilders who got too big and their hearts weren't in the greatest shape. All of a sudden they're dying rapidly. Like every week now we're losing somebody, it seems. How do I hear the news, Ron? Where else? Instagram. AJ Kelly actually posted it. Blood clotting, poor heart circulation. Blood clotting, poor heart failure. What's the difference between old bodybuilders and new bodybuilders? Because they seem to be healthier. Well, you know, Victor was old. I mean, I've said this before. Drugs have been around for many years. Bodybuilders have been using drugs for many, many years. But in the older days, they didn't use the higher doses. They had pure pharmaceutical grade drugs. They didn't have all this underground stuff. And they would take time off. They did take time off back in the day. They didn't blast and cruise. They would do a cycle, then they would go off for months and then go back on drugs. Now people are always on drugs. They're always on just more or less drugs. Stop making vaccine excuses. Yeah, I know. I'm not blaming the vaccine. Blood clotting. How did you hear the news, Ron? Blah, blah, blah. The question still stands. What has changed this and last year? It's dramatic. How many more are dying recently compared to any other time? Yes, it is scary. Maybe to do with global warming and environmental pollution? No. Vaccine and COVID-19, again, that's the new factor. Yeah. It's the virus and the vaccine. One, both, some combination. It's something. It has to be. Nothing else has changed. Drew Gerard, judges keep rewarding the masked monster look and being super shredded while people with more appealing physiques like Cedric and Patrick Moore are sidelined. It's crazy. I mean, that's a whole other topic. Miguel Christian, could the potency of the gear be contributing? Has the potency of the gear changed this year? Changed? I mean, who would know? Who would know? Adrian T, are you yourself afraid you could wind up like them? You admitted juicing? Of course. Of course I'm afraid. Yeah, I've juiced from... I took a couple of years off at one point, but basically since the end of 1996, I've been on steroids. So yeah, of course I'm scared. I do see a cardiologist in addition to my regular physician. Every year I have an ultrasound and a CAT scan. Every other year I do a calcium score. Luckily, thank God, my heart has been very, very resilient. It's a little bit enlarged. There's a little bit of left ventricle thicker than it's supposed to be, but all in all, I've really done pretty well, thank God. Yeah, time off now is 500 milligrams of test. I mean, that's really not much of an exaggeration. Stephen Davies, Victor Richards was a true bodybuilding freak who never reached his full potential. Could have been an amazing competitor. Yeah, I mean, he would have needed more of a back, but who knows? Is it time for Norville Harris? Is it time for a major overhaul of the standards across all divisions of the IPB Pro League? Did he tip the jab? Don't know. Can we have Dr. T's feedback on a cast soon regarding this? We actually, at the Dr. T show that posted yesterday, we talked about the Sean Roden death for about the first 10 minutes. And I think I did get into it. And I did a video with Dr. Prisk on Saturday that went up Monday morning. And I did ask, what he thinks about the vaccine and all that and interacting with it. So we've got a couple doctors on this channel already talking about it. To Josh White, Cecil, it happens every year. Last year it was Piana and Dallas McCarver. That was actually 2017. That was a while ago now. It happens every year. Big names dropping those. RIP Victor. It'll be interesting to see if it's the same with other sports athletes. Vax doing it. Bodybuilders died before, also young, but not so many at once. See Munzer, Hillebrand, Sonny Schmidt, top amateurs or low-level pros who died, have liver failure. The sport was always dangerous, yeah. Vic wasn't a competitive bodybuilder, just Instagram bodybuilder before Instagram. He did compete in the NPC as a teenager. I think he won like the Teen Cal, the Teenage Orange County or something. He never competed as a pro, but he did compete. Never competed looking the way in his final form, as big as he got, which would have been cool to see. Brown-eyed girl, enlarged athletic hearts are common knowledge for doctors. I believe brown-eyed girl is a nurse or a nurse practitioner. The vax causes myocarditis. Myocarditis, and all athletes have the potential for myocarditis due to their enlarged hearts, in my opinion. Rare to see golden era guys dying. Adrian T, me too, brother. I juiced my ass off till 6. I'm now 57. I have a slew of medical problems. I'm most scared the feelers coming for me as well. Yeah, you know, I don't want to die, period. Of course, I'm going to die. You're going to die. We're all going to die. I'm 52. You know, as a younger guy, that seemed like very old to me. But now that I'm 52, it doesn't seem very old. I don't want to die now. I don't want to die next week or next month or next year. How long do I want to live? I don't know, but I don't want to die now or anytime soon. I'm sure none of you guys do either. He didn't seem too well mentally, him and Hernan, really loopy. Any supplements that would help prevent heart problems when on PEDs? Go to Instagram page for Dante Trudell. Dante Trudell, coach, came up with the DC training. He's made so many great informative posts about how to stay healthy, supplements you can take. Dante, D-A-N-T-E, Trudell, T-R-U-D-E-L. Check out his Instagram. Hundreds of really informative, helpful posts about staying healthy, preventative measures you can take, especially a lot of different supplements. Dante Trudell, check that out. I urge you guys. Is there a natty serial killer on the loose? Dude was a true mass monster. Shake my head. This shit is crazy. RIP to another Iron Warrior. Pray this stops soon. Person's death is written for its birth. We should discuss the life he lived. I did talk a little bit about his life. Very sad. This just shows me the importance of blood work and take it easy every once in a while. These guys keep maintaining these incredible physique nonstop. You know, I don't even know. I haven't seen Victor in many years. I don't know what he was looking like now. I don't know if he might have been off gear for many years as far as I know. He might have been. I honestly have no idea. Like I said, I didn't do that interview with him, so I don't know what he's been up to all this time. He might have been off. He might have been on gear this whole time. He might have been off for the last 20 years as far as I know. But you can still do plenty of damage in, you know, a few years of heavy juicing that can haunt you much later on in life. Jason, it's a fact that the virus and vaccine can cause heart inflammation. I have no family history of heart issues. I got the virus in February and had heart inflammation for about 3 months. Melvin Anthony, I'm really sad. Victor was a great guy before his time. Is that the Melvin Anthony? Good to hear from you. Thanks for posting. Juan Payne, I've been taking heart organ meat supplements. I highly recommend taking organ supplements, not the vaccine. Most bodybuilders are not vaxxed. I don't know if you can say that most bodybuilders aren't vaxxed. I don't know where you get that data. There's been no studies or anything. You're just really jumping to a conclusion there. I'm vaxxed. Most of the bodybuilders I know are vaxxed. 43, I want to try a low dose tren. Yeah, I mean, what a place to throw that in there. We're just talking about some. Doesn't donating blood help it the most? That helps with you know, the viscosity of your blood, so it's not as thick. But it doesn't do anything for your. If you're doing damage to your heart, it doesn't really help you there. Told to be playing for tren if you're a competitive bodybuilder. Guys, I don't have any more info, so I feel the need to stop now and come back only when I have. Reminded of Senthil Kurmaran from South India, who died of heart attack in May, coached by Chris Aceto. People said it was COVID, but the guy was absolutely fine. Posted a pic with his kids 4 days before death. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys go because I don't have any information on cause of death or anything. I just know that he's dead at 56 years old, which is too young. I don't think it was like a cancer situation, or else we would have probably heard that he was sick, you know, before. I'm assuming it was something sudden, like a heart attack or a stroke. So if I get more information that's worth reporting, I'll bring it to you guys. But for now, I'm going to sign out. Appreciate you guys watching, and please be safe. And again, if any of you are interested in really taking things to try to stay healthy and different measures, I urge you the Dante Trudell Instagram page. Dante Trudell, Leo and Longevity YouTube channel. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid about the vax. Get blood work. Check blood pressure. Get cardiac. The body isn't meant to be that big at that age. It's not Kool-Aid about the vax. I'm just saying, yeah, bodybuilding is very unhealthy. Steroid abuse is very unhealthy. And people have been abusing steroids for a very long time, a lot of people. And we have not seen the rate of deaths. This is like exponentially increasing. Why? It's not just because, it's probably something to do with how the bodybuilding lifestyle and the damage that the drugs do to the heart and the organs or whatever interact with either the virus itself or the vaccine. There has to be some connection in there somewhere. There has to be. There's no other explanation for all these people dying one after another like this. Like it's going to be like every week now. It's going to be like every week. I can just tell you right now, unfortunately. Yeah. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. So thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe. Peace.